How can you get your wedding business ready for the impending engagement season? This is the topic for today's live. Before we get into that, a little introduction. My name is Bernadette and I'm a wedding business consultant. I've been in the wedding industry since 2002. I've organised hundreds of weddings and I've trained over 1,000 wedding planners since 2004. So welcome to my channel. In this channel, I will be giving you advice whether you've got a wedding business or a creative business, all designed to really help you scale your business to that next level. I often find a lot of the advice out there is really not suitable for wedding and creative businesses, and so I specialize in really helping you scale your business so that you can bring more clients through your doors. Could I ask a favor? As I begin to grow this small channel, I would really appreciate it if you can just hit that subscribe button and just support me as I begin to grow this. If you can hit like and comment, I'd love you even more. Now, a little thing for you to know, when I'm recording these videos, it is normally accompanying a blog article that I have already written. So you will notice down below, there will be a link taking you directly to the article I've already written about this topic, because I understand that some people retain information more through a video and some people prefer the written text. So you have the option of both. So let's get started. How is it that you can get your wedding business ready for engagement season? I'm going to be sharing with you 9 top tips to really help you ensure that your business is ready, because in the competitive world that we are right now, you absolutely need to be as strong as you can be to encourage those clients to come through your doors and book you. But before I start, what even is engagement season? So did you know that the majority of proposals happen between December and sort of February/March time? In fact, 40% of all proposals happen in this short window, with 19% of them happening in December alone. So what does that mean for you? This is your biggest chance to get a bigger number of weddings in one hit. Because if you just recuperate, understandably, after a busy wedding season, you don't do anything until spring, you will find that you've missed out on a good chunk of next season's weddings. So you have to make sure that your business is ready for that. And listen, I do get it. I know that you are tired, that you've had a really busy season and that you do need to recuperate. So with the things that I'm going through with you here today, in some cases, they're just small things that you need to do. And a lot of things can be automated, you can delegate to staff. And it's not that I'm saying that you have to work more, it's more that you have to work smarter and you have to be ready. So let's start with point number 1, or tip number 1, is review and reflect. Now, I've said this to clients so many times over the years, but what I want you to do is take some time to analyse your weddings that happened this year. What did you love about them? What didn't you like? What went really well? What didn't? Perhaps you hired some staff this year and it was brilliant being able to step back a little. Or perhaps you hired staff and it really didn't go according to plan. So what worked, what didn't? Did you earn enough? Or were you resentful of the number of hours you spent working on some weddings? Perhaps you took some wedding clients that ended up being a complete pain. Analyze why. Is it that they weren't your right clients, or was it more about the service that you provided and you were not clear? So think about that. Only by going through this process of looking back can we begin to move forward. It's something I get all my clients to do. I recommend that you do this actually on a quarterly basis anyway, but for you specifically, end of wedding season, you want to look at your season and you really want to think about any changes that you want to implement before we get to the next wedding season in 2024. Or later, if you're watching this a few years down the line. The only way that we can begin to scale our business is to improve what we're doing. right? So if you stay where you are, nothing's going to change, is it? Whereas what I want you to do is always be thinking about, okay, so that worked really well. How can I expand on that? Or this used to work, but it's not working now. So then you can scrap it. So just review and reflect. May not sound exciting, but it's really important. Now, if you get stuck with that, there are two ways that I can help you on that. So in January, I hold my mastermind day, just an intimate group of wedding and creative business owners where we will be reviewing your year, but then together we'll be working out a personalized, bespoke strategy for your growth next year. So you can come and join me on that. We'll do it together. Or another service that can work really well is I've got my strategize and energize. So that's a real intensive service with my clients. And then we literally will analyze their business and work out, okay, what changes can we make for the following year? And the good news about both of those actually is you get free access to one of my courses. So business mindset shift. So get your mindset ready for the next season. So you get that free with those two services, by the way. Okay. 2 is client love. So remember, part of offboarding, which I've spoken to you about before, when you're offboarding a client, is asking them for testimonials. As a small business, this is really important. So make sure that you received it. So did you offboard them properly? If you didn't, if you don't have an offboarding procedure in place, then we need to make sure that you're getting one in place. In the blog article, I've got a link to an article that can help you on that. If you haven't received testimonials yet from this season's weddings, contact them, give them a chaser. Look, people are just busy. And they also don't realize how important it is for you as a small business owner to have that testimonial. So don't be scared to chase them. Chase them. Chase them more than once. Chase them until they're so annoyed that they send you that testimonial, because that's what you want. And then when you receive that back, I want you to take a moment to really soak in the words that your clients have said about you. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go through it a second time, and you're going to look for any words that your clients are using to describe you, obviously in a positive way. And then also ways to describe their wedding and how they felt about it, because wedding clients will quite often talk about that in their testimonials. And the reason why you're going to do that is a couple of things. One is you can use some of those words in your marketing messages. So subliminal messages, if they're already talking about what it was like to work with you, then you ensure that your copy on your marketing materials are using those descriptive words, okay? Because I'm a big believer in subliminal marketing messages, and that's going to really help you. The other thing you want to make sure is that you're going to be using those testimonials on your website, in your marketing, on your galleries, so that people can see what clients are saying about you. Make sure you've got it on your Instagram stories, add it to your highlight folder. There's no point you getting these testimonials if you're not using them. Remember, for a lot of clients, they will purchase by what other people say about you. So it's not just what you're saying, it's what other people think about the service of working with you. So do that. Also, a little tip. As we go through this training, by the way, then sometimes I'll be giving you a little tip, a little up-level tip that will help you that step further. So with this instance, when you know those certain words that clients use to describe you, really powerful to add that into your copy. It's really good to do that. The second thing that I would recommend that you do is you send a survey out to your clients. Now, this is something that I do with my one-to-one clients. We work through this together. I have a module I go through with them on research. So this is part of the research module. So you're going to send out surveys. You can do this on my SurveyMonkey. You can do it on Google, and really easy to do. You don't want to send them many questions, but you want to ask leading questions about their wedding and what it was like working with you. Add both quantitative and qualitative questions. So that means quantitative that you can rate it. So, you know, give them a scale to be inputting, so that you can then say 100% of all our clients say described our service as this, or 100% of our clients said we exceeded their expectations, as an example. But then you also want descriptive, leading questions as well, where they can describe what it was like working with you. You want to ask anything you can do better. Okay, look, none of us like to hear something negative, but actually only by receiving that constructive criticism can we begin to then move forward. So it is really handy and useful to ask those sorts of questions. So why did they hire you over your competitors, as an example? So from this, you can then do little tweaks onto your customer journey and edit some of your marketing if you need to. Okay, number 3, really important, is the profitability of your business. So look at your profit and loss for the year so far. Where are you standing? Have you made a profit? Are there areas that you're overspending? It's so easy for us to just keep adding more subscriptions and memberships and coaching and training and And before you know it, you have no money because you have been spending more than you've got coming in. So what I want you to do is work out the profitability of each service or product, first of all. You're then going to be working out the profitability of the business as a whole and do a bit of a financial audit. So are there tweaks that you need to be making? Do an audit of your outgoings and really think about if there's anything that you need to be scrapping. Now, little up-level tip, don't forget I've got the mini training and Profit with Ease. It's just £19. So you get video training, you've got a workbook, you've even got a calculator, and it's ideal particularly if you're starting out in business, first few years of business, where you can show you how you can break your service down to work out the profitability so that you know whether you are charging what you should be charging. So next time you're tempted to just keep doing more and more and more and more for a client without charging them, you can take a step back and go, oh, hang on a minute. The profit margin is only this. If I start adding more hours to the service and not charging, I'm not making any money. So I'll include the link to that. It's £19. Okay, number 4 is website updates. And doing a bit of an audit, if you like, on your website. Now, listen, I'm not expecting you to go and do a complete rebrand and have a brand new website before December hits, ready for engagement season. That's not feasible. Okay, if you want to have a rebrand, brilliant, but just recognize you're not going to have time to do all of that before engagement season hits. So we all know that our website is our shop window. It's really important that we are looking after that, because after all, social media could just disappear tomorrow. It's really important that we are looking after our website and appreciating that this is our clients coming into our world. Remember that you've only got about 0.02 seconds. That stat may have changed now, but that was always the stat before someone decides they're even going to look further on your website. So, few things for you to do before engagement season happens. And again, this will be written down on the blog article for you. So first thing, do you need to change any images? Look at the images you got from weddings this year. If you don't have them, chase the photographers, get those images. So look at the images on your website, particularly like your hero images on your homepage. Are they strong enough? Are they reflecting where your business is going? Replace them out. Perhaps you are up-leveling into the luxury market. Perhaps you're going to start specializing in marquees, destination weddings, whatever it is. Ensure that the images that you've got on your website are mirroring that messaging. Okay, so the copy on your website is really important, but actually it needs to mirror up with the images that you have got as well. Remember, wedding couples will buy with their eyes. So you want to ensure that what they can visually see on your website is going to be enticing them to contact you and go further down that customer journey with you. 2, on the same strain of thought, is update your gallery on your website. So ensure that you've got your latest weddings loaded up. Remember, you don't have to put every wedding on your gallery. If it wasn't really on brand, if you were not given creative license on that wedding and it's not quite identifiable with your ideal client, then don't put it on. Also, remember, you don't have to put every single image from a wedding onto your gallery. I know sort of for me, I would, just have a few of the couple and the bridesmaids, but primarily it was detail shots because that's what my clients wanted to see. They wanted to see how I could transform a marquee. They wanted to see how I could decorate a church. That was what they really wanted to see. They did want to see the wedding couple, so they knew it was real, but I concentrated more on the detail shots. I know other wedding planners do the opposite. They don't really include any of the detail shots. They concentrate more on showing images of their couples. It's whatever works well for you. So update your gallery with your best weddings. You may want to add the testimonial onto those galleries as well, so they can line up a testimonial with a wedding. The next thing you're going to do is just review all your copy. So remember, SEO is linking into the copy on your website. So just do a little bit of an audit of the copy. You could get a copywriter or do it yourself. The words that you found in your testimonials, you can add them in. Again, is the copy really enticing your new ideal client? Is it in line, basically? Check your Google Analytics for your SEO. What changes need to be made? How user-friendly is it? Imagine you are someone just landed on your website. So this is exactly what I do for my clients, is I go into their website as if I was a potential customer, and I look at what that customer journey is actually like. So how user-friendly is it? What's the navigation like? Is it full of fancy schmancy images, but actually customers have got no idea what they're supposed to do next? You always want to treat them as if they're stupid. They're not stupid. But what I mean by that is make it obvious what you want them to do. So if they land on your website, what next? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to click on your services page? Do you want them to click on your About Me page? Do you want them to click on your gallery? What is it you want them to do? And make sure that that is obvious and that you are inviting them to do exactly that. Add your call to action was my next point, which is sort of what I've just said really. So add a call to action. What do you want them to do? Book a call, fill in your form, have a meeting, what is it you actually want them to do? Okay, so website changes is obviously a massive thing, but that's just some of the quick things that you can do on your website to give it a bit of an update. Don't forget, Google loves it when you update your website anyway. So then that's going to really help you in terms of your ranking. Okay, moving on to 5, and that is a PR campaign. So are there any weddings that you want to get featured elsewhere? If so, start thinking about where, start submitting them to the blogs or the magazines. Think of any articles that you want to write for publications or blogs. Try submitting something at least twice a month. Any Facebook groups you can do a live for. You can do a bit of a collaboration. Any podcasts you can be a guest on. Now, my little up-level tip for you in this instance is you can contact Nicola from Proposed PR. She's a specialised wedding PR agent. I've worked with her many times over the years, and you can hire her on a month-by-month basis. So if you want to give your profile a little bit of a boost, consider reaching out to Nicola, and she can help you do exactly that for a few months. Okay, point number 6 is know your stats. So in order to prepare for engagement season, you need to know what your targets are. So without a goal, you can't even begin to scale, can you? And I tell my clients this all the time, which is why I have my 90-day planner, so you can write your goals out. But when you look at engagement season from last year, what were the stats like? How many inquiries did you get? What was the conversion like? What was the value of the bookings? What service were they hiring? So look at those stats and then ask yourself, do you want to match that or do you want to beat it? So what worked last time? What can you do more of, and what do you need to tweak this time? So know what your stats are. Okay, point number 7 is marketing and being visible. So do a marketing audit. Again, you're probably sensing a theme here. What worked? What didn't? Sometimes things will work for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden they stop working, and we don't realise at first, because the first sign is the inquiries aren't coming in, and we're thinking, why are they not coming in? And that can be as simple as perhaps you always used to get leads from a venue, but then the venue coordinator leaves. A new venue coordinator comes in who actually already has relationships with other vendors. So she's not recommending you, she's recommending them. But you've put all your eggs in one basket and have just relied on that for years. And you find yourself in a situation where, okay, you used to get, 30 weddings from a venue, as an example, and all of a sudden you're getting just a few. Like, you could be down a lot of weddings. So never take it for granted that one marketing method is working. And never put all your eggs in one basket either. So make sure that you've got multiple marketing methods working at any one time. So if one marketing method crashes and burns, you've still got other systems working for you whilst you can work on a new method for you. So remember that the industry changes, strategies change all the time, like all the time. So come up with a marketing strategy that's really aligned to your values, that really suits your ideal client. When you understand where your clients are, what their pain points are, then it really helps you market to them. So how visible are you? Can you up your visibility during engagement season? So what do I mean by that? That can be blog posts, that could be Instagram stories, it could be posts. You just need to be upping your visibility so that if someone is landing on any of your marketing platforms that you've got, that they're seeing you. That doesn't mean you have to post every single day, but it does mean that you need to be visible and they need to see you. Now, marketing is a massive topic, so I can't cover that in full today. This is something that I do with my clients, and we go quite in depth because we work out a personalized marketing strategy for them that's in line with their values, their personality, their clients. But this will, at least if you can do an audit and work out what's working, what isn't, you can at least get that in place before you do anything else. There are 2 books I recommend for your little up-level tip with this. So one is called They Ask You Answer, and the other one is Build Your Story Brand. So both really good books for understanding who your client is and where they fit in your messaging. Okay, so both really good books. I give these to clients all the time. And I've also got a freebie. So if you go to my blog article, I've got a guide on how to market your business outside of social media. Because again, everyone just does social media, and that's all very well, but actually there are other ways to market your business as well, and in many cases don't cost money. So there is a link to that over in my blog article. I'll see if I can pop the link down below this video as well, but if not, head on over to my website because you'll find it there. Okay, number 8 is your customer journey. So review your customer journey. So what are the touch points like? So when they land on your website, what do they do next? Once they've hired you, what happens next? Leading up to the wedding, so do you just basically ghost them and you have nothing to do with them until, a couple of weeks before the wedding? How do you think that's going to make them feel? So take a step back and really review your customer journey. So it is literally a case of, I send a contract, they sign it, and then ask yourself, and what next? So what happens next? Because it may well be that you add some things into that customer journey, that customer experience, so that they are getting little touch points from you. This could be automated emails that are sent 6 months before a wedding, 3 months before a wedding, month before the wedding. And by doing that and answering some common questions that come up time and time again, they will feel that you're thinking of them, as opposed to ghosting them until, a month before their wedding. So take some time to think about the customer journey, including the offboarding. And I have spoken about this before. So the offboarding experience is equally as important as the onboarding experience. And this is especially true if you're up-leveling your service and your brand right now. It's important to make sure that that is matching. Okay, and point number 9, which is the last point I was meant to say, is self-development, business development. So how is it that you can up level your knowledge, your growth? I appreciate it's hard to do it in wedding season. So what can you do outside of wedding season to grow as a CEO, to increase your knowledge, to get to that next level? Because you can't really get to that next level unless you begin to know more and improve yourself all the time. So I do this, I listen to podcasts, I watch YouTube videos, I read business books, or I listen to them. I do both. And I enroll in certain courses. You know, I certified as an online business consultant about a year ago. I've just done another, that was like an 8-month course. I've just done another course that was about 6 months. So I'm always looking at what more can I learn that's going to support me in the growth of my business, but also is going to help me help you. So what do you need to do to get to that next level? So that could be books, podcasts, YouTube videos. That could be enrolling on a course. That could be attending a mastermind. That could be working with a coach one-on-one. So what is it that you need, from free to paying for something? There are so many things in you know, as you go up that ladder, there are so many things. So it doesn't, I don't want to hear from you, I don't have any money. There are things you can do where it doesn't cost money. It's not all about spending money. But sometimes when you want to get to that next level, it can be helpful for you to have somebody that you can speak to who knows what you're going through, who knows more than you on a certain topic, so they can help you, because then that helps you move forward. And sometimes we just need somebody to speak to because the people around us don't quite get it. Okay, so there are 2 services I'd recommend for that I offer actually. So one is my mastermind day in January, really good for reviewing your business and getting a strategy in place for the following season. And the second one is my bit of a powerhouse service called Strategize and Energize. Amazing results from clients that have done this service before, and that is where we work deeply on just a few things in your business. Clients that have done this have increased their conversion rate, they're charging more, they're getting bigger value bookings, they've diversified. So many amazing results. You can head on over to my Strategize and Energize page to read just some of the testimonials on there. So there we go. That is just some of my tips for getting ready for engagement season that is happening normally between sort of December and February/March time. And let me know, what things are you going to do in your business? What are easy for you to implement? Remember, just do it bit by bit. You know, if you can't do everything, that's okay. Concentrate on one area. If you were going to concentrate on one area, I would probably say get your website ready and the images. I think I would put they're all important, because it's actually really important for you to know what worked last year and your profitability. Oh, so many things for you to know. So thank you for watching and for listening. I really hope that has been helpful for you, and let me know what you think. Add a comment down below, or reach out to me on social media. So until next time, we'll speak soon. Bye.